Hello everyone, and one more short video on how I use Tana and what kind of little productivity tools I use. Today I want to talk to you about using two other applications, and that is Hookmark and Yoink. I'm not sure if I actually pronounce them properly, but the first is one that I use quite a bit because I often struggle to get files from one spot to the other, especially if there's multiple files. Maybe it's my dexterity with my fingers that is not great, but I use Yoink for this. And what it actually does is when you go to files, so in this case, I'll go to the downloads library of Arc. Usually when I want to drag something from one app to the next, for instance, I want to email this or whatever, I would drag it onto my desktop, or I would use some sort of other way. In this case, what I do is when I pick it up, you see this little window appear, and then you can just drop the shit in there directly. And as you add more things, it just comes to your browser and comes to your mouse, and then sort of hides to the side. And then, for instance, when you switch to a different application, which I won't do now, you can simply just take it and drop it in. And it's as easy as that. So that's Yoink. It's quite smart, so even if you drop like a big set of files in there, it will even remember that it was part of a set, which you can then expand. It's a nice little utility, and I use it quite a bit. So that's Yoink. The second one is I often want to do something that refers to something on my computer. And that's usually, for me, that's an email or a Slack thread or something like that. And I use Hookmark for that in order to make a to-do. So for instance, if I wanted to reply to a specific email, I would say to-do, reply to email from X. And what I usually do is I actually expand this so I can put something in there to make it easier, because I get sort of like when I see something like this, I see it on my list, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to find the email, and it will take me like a moment, and then I don't do it. So this is an easy way. So if I actually switch to my email program, so that's just Apple Mail, but this app works everywhere, by the way. I'm sorry, Thibaut, for using you as an example. But if you press the hotkey for Hookmark, which is in my case Control H, you can see that Hookmark pops up, and then if you copy it, and that's just Command C, it will actually put a link to this email on my clipboard. And now if I paste that link over here, it's actually an email link. So now, for instance, a couple of days later, when I don't have this email, no, I don't even know where it is, if I click this, it will instantly go to that email. And that actually works across the file system with many things. So it works in apps, it works with files, and it even syncs across multiple computers. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on mobile. I don't think this is a limitation of what Hookmark can do, but mostly what iOS or what the different operating systems will accept and what is possible. But these two things, they make it really easy for me to sort of do these little tasks, and that's what I wanted to share with you today.